Welcome to the third episode of this NIMBY rail series where we are rebuilding the entirety of the National Rail. We're going down the list in alphabetical order. Today is C for the Chiltern Railways. So what we're going to do is we're going to be zooming in all the way over to Marylebone over here. But we're going to be putting in the platforms something roughly about like this. We're going to put in technically 6 different platforms here. London Marylebone. I have used this station before, where the Advanced West Coast has kind of gone on I think it was on a engineering works, so they closed down the Advanced West Coast, so I had to get the Chiltern all the way over to Birmingham, which isn't exactly the greatest. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be following the Metropolitan and the Jubilee line services coming out of Marylebone, and then actually this will be out of Marylebone, but next door is Bond Street. So we're going to continue up and literally do absolutely nothing until we get to our first station at Harrow on the hill. So we're going to just come past Northwick Park. So we're going to tunnel under the overground there, and we're just going to come across, and we're going to come up into Harrow on the hill station just up here. I've used this station many of times. So I'm just going to do something like that with the track, so at least it's a little bit better. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with doing the Aylesbury branch first. So we're just going to come along here. I'm just going to stop nearby Pinner first, because what I want to do is I want to come back all the way over here and just curve off this little section and go towards Wembley Stadium, but I won't do this until we finish off the line down to Aylesbury first. So we're going to head back onto the mainline bit here. So apparently I can go over that little river thing, but I can't go over a road, which makes full sense. NIMBY Rails, thanks for that one. But we're just going to continue following the Chiltern / Metropolitan line across through here. So our next station will be Rickmansworth, so we're just going to go straight past Moore Park, just up there. I'm going to bridge. I'm just going to bridge all the way across over this, and we're going to come down to about here, where we're going to be putting in the stations. Bear with me here. Bosh. There we go. That is Rickmansworth station. That's the first time I've actually tried to experiment with the curved platforms, because if you watch the series, you will see that I don't really do any curved platforms. So I don't tend to do curved platforms because they are just a massive pain to do, and personally it's not the greatest. But next station here is Chorleywood station. We're going to put this in like this, and then we're going to just curve this in like that. And then maybe just edit this a little bit so it's a little bit quicker to go into. So our next station will be Chalfont and Latimer, so we're just going to continue up, just curving around into Chalfont and Latimer station, which is just located in this gap. So we're just going to use just this bit here. Also going to very quickly rename the station to Chalfont and Latimer, and then the next station here will be Amersham. So we're going to curve off down towards here, because this stop here is Amersham. I don't understand exactly why, but every time I've done this Amersham is called Chiltern for some strange reason, and then Churcham is up there. And then from here we are going to continue, and this is the first time since Marylebone where it is primarily Chiltern owned. So what we're going to need to do is go across up here. We're going to curve back over like something just like this, and then we're going to go across the road, across this tiny river. For some dumb reason, I can't go across that tiny river. and then we're going to be going up here and into Great Missenden Station. So all these other ones I've been doing as 200-meter platforms, and I am going to hopefully continue that as well along every other station. Then after Great Missenden, our next station will be Wendover, so our station will go in just there. So this seems simple enough. I'm not exactly sure where this one goes entirely, but I'm just going to put it in a straight line, and it looks like I am correct. So I'm going to put a tunnel underneath the main bit down there, and it seems like we just go into Wendover station, just simple enough like this. So we're now just going to very quickly connect that up. So our next station will be Stoke Mandeville. So we're just going to come across something like this, and then just in this gap here will be Stoke Mandeville station. And then we're just going to connect these two up, and just like that. Now after this, our next station will be Aylesbury. So we're going to just come across this residential area of Aylesbury, and we're going to put in our station just in this little bit here. Don't be confused, yes it did say Aylesbury Vale all the way up here, but we are not there just yet. So we're going to curve around, and just to make it as simple as possible, I'm going to come all the way over to Aylesbury Vale, and then I'm just going to run all the way down this bit here so we can get to a station. Now we've got the Aylesbury Vale section done, we can now go all the way back over to Wembley Stadium over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in Wembley Stadium station just here, and just quickly rename the station, and then we're just going to link this up with Marylebone station. Now, just like most of the stations in London that's on the Chiltern, I have been to. Unfortunately from here not so much. So we're going to come across all the way over into here, and this would be Sudbury and Harrow Road. I don't know why they just didn't call it Sudbury Harrow Road, but that is what it is, I guess. Because if it was like a bus stop, it would just have a slash. But it's not a bus stop, it's a train station. And in this spot just here will be our next station of Sudbury Hill Harrow. You can tell we're in the London Borough of Harrow, can't you? So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to curve around and basically across the central section there. So we come across the Piccadilly over there, and what we're going to do is we're going to join up with this station here will be South Ruislip, which is indeed on the central line. So we're going to very quickly link them two up, and we're just going to go from South Ruislip and all the way over to West Ruislip. So with that said, I'm going to come all the way up here, and this here will be West Ruislip. So there was a station all the way back between these two stations, and that would be over here, and that would be Ruislip Gardens, but fortunately for us that is not for today because it is not on a national rail. So we're going to come across here. So right in this spot over here will be our next station, and this will be Denham Station. So we're going to very quickly link these two up, and then we're going to go to our next station of Denham Golf Club. I don't know why a golf club needs its own station, but it at this point it is what it is. So we're going to link that up to the main section. So what we're going to do is we are going to come over here, and we're just going to be in a tunnel underneath all of this, and in this gap about here will be our next station of Gerrard's Cross. Don't know why Stevie G has come down here, but he has, and apparently he has a cross or has made someone cross, but that is not up to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to just follow this like route bit, and up here will be our next station. I put it in just that spot there. I'm just going to curve this around something like this. So this station is Sea Green and Jordan's. I don't know why the shoes are here, but apparently they are. The next station after this will be Beaconsfield, which is just luckily over here. So the station will go in just in this spot here. So now we're just going to link this up just like that, and then we're going to go off to High Wycombe, which is over here. So we're going to come out of Beaconsfield, and we're just going to come around and just simply like this, and it's just basically a straight line all the way over into High Wycombe station. Now the station does look like it has another operator here, so we're just going to put in 2 separate platforms for now because this goes down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come out of High Wycombe, and we're just going to try and get ourselves all the way over to our next station of Saunderton. So we're going to just tunnel under that road, and we're going to come up and around, and in a spot here will be our next station of Saunderton. And we're just going to, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was very much off then. I was like off the actual line, because the line is actually all the way across this bit here. But you know, it's fine. We can, there we go. It's all good now. Now after Saunderton, we're going to go up, and we're going to go all the way over to our next station of Prince's Risborough. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the station just about here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put in 2 platforms, because I want to use one for the line that we are currently doing, and then a line that continues up just like this. So we will come back to that line in a little while, but for now we are going to go along here. So turns out I was just ever slightly wrong, and I actually need to go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the station back just a couple meters, so at least I can get the signals in this area to work and the trains won't just crash into each other. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this section here, and I'm going to just very quickly add that in. And I'm also just going to add this bit in, but also as a reserve track just in this spot here, so at least if we do use this section we can go either way. So I'm just going to put that there, and we will be going down this branch line just here. So after this, our next station will be amongst Risborough, so we're going to go and continuously go down to just about here where we're going to put in the station, and then we're going to just put that in like that. Now from here what we're going to do is we're going to follow the line all the way up to Little Kimble, and our next station will just be in this spot here, which will be Little Kimble. So what I might do is I might curve this around like this, and then from here we are going to go all the way over to Aylesbury station. So we're just going to follow this like nice neat little line all the way across through here, and then we're going to curve our way onto the main line into Aylesbury station, where this branch will terminate. Now all we need to do is come all the way back over to Prince's Risborough, all the way over here, and we are going to go to our next station of Hatton and Parkway. So we're just going to come across all of this and come all the way through the town here and into the station in here. So we're just going to rename the station quickly, and then from here what we're going to do is we're going to just continue. From here I'm just going to try and guess our way all the way over to Bicester station, which isn't actually our next station, we just need to get there. So we're gonna go across up like this. So we're gonna just come through all the way across here. We're going to just come underneath this junction just here, and I will also need to come back and redo this bit just in a moment, but this will come into Bicester North, which I will just do in a moment's time after I deal with this little section here. There we go. So the station isn't what I was meant to build at this time, but whilst we're here we might as well put in the station as it goes through there. But what we actually wanted to do is come here and build a branch line off before it comes to Bicester North, because we want to go all the way over to Oxford. So this here will be Bicester Village. I'm going to quickly link that up. So from here what we're going to do is we are going to go pretty much in a dead straight line, just following whatever we can to curve our way towards our next station of Islip. I'm just going to put that at 200 meters. I just about got that perfect, but unfortunately if I keep that, the trains will come in and out the station at 40 miles per hour, which isn't the best. So we're going to come across here and we want to go over the river. I'm going to come across to not one of the newer stations, but it did open up in 2015, so I guess at this point it is still kind of new, but it's kind of a little bit old now. This station will be Oxford Parkway, and it is our penultimate station here because we are going all the way down to Oxford Station. So we're just going to come around, and we're also just going to very quickly bridge over the Thames here. So we're just going to come and just use this side of this straight bit here that goes towards Oxford Station, which will be, funnily enough, just in the spot here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in one platform all the way over here. I'm going to put one platform all the way over here, and I'm also going to put one platform in here because I know Oxford Station has roughly around that many platforms. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just bridge this over and just make sure the GWR has enough space. Now we've got the Oxford branch done, we can go all the way over to Bicester North instead of Hatton, because we've put the station now. So from Bicester North we're just going to come straight out of the station here. Now this is another one of these guessing games where I am going to be like 2 hours later. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. So we're going to tunnel underneath, and we're going to go across like here, and we're going to just follow this around because our next station of King's Sutton is just approaching up here. So we're going to need to tunnel underneath the main road just here. So we're going to come up and into King's Sutton station here. So we're just going to get rid of post office because it's not a post office. And we're just going to link it up very quickly. Now after all of this, our next station will be Banbury, and at least Banbury is just next door, so this won't really be necessarily a guessing game on where to go because we can see where we're going. So we're going to come into Banbury station like here. So I'm just going to put in one platform here and also another one just here. So we're going to just use the top track here and just leave space in case we need to use the other one. So we're going to come out of Banbury station here and just make sure there's enough space there for the other services. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over that one and bridge across, and I'm going to bridge all the way over here. Sorry for this, but I was just looking at the wrong little bit. So we are going to come all the way across. I generally no clue where we're going, but I'm just going to have a guess. We're gonna tunnel under here, and we're going to come past crop ready. I don't think your crops are ready, mate, I'll be honest. But then we're going to come around and up through this section here. So this bit here should be the easiest because we're just following one simple route. So this should take us as quickly into Lymington Spa as possible. So we're going to very quickly tunnel underneath this, and then we're going to tunnel underneath this one too, and then we're going to come straight through and tunnel underneath this one, and then come around, and then basically this bit is so wiggly. I actually feel bad for waffling at this point, I can't lie, because this bit, what is this section? Now we're going to come around and basically bridge over this set of water. I'm going to put us down there, and then we're going to go into a tunnel across into Station Garden, which will lead us into Lymington Spa Station. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one platform down here, another one up here, and this will be Lymington Spa. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here, because what I want to do is I want to make a second curve here outside of it, and this will come into the second platform. But for both of our branches today, we are going to be using the bottom one. So we're going to come out and just bridge all the way over these, and then come around. One very quick thing we're going to do is just delete this bit, so I can put in Warwick Station here. And then just link this back up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come out, and we're going to come across our first main road here, and then we're going to come down towards our second main road here, because this station here will be Warwick Parkway. So this will just come around and like this. So from here we are going to come all the way up and across like so, and then we're going to come sprinting down here, and we are going to come into Hatton Station just in here. So this is where our two lines will split, this one going to Stratford-upon-Avon and this one going towards Birmingham. So now what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly speed all the way down to Stratford-upon-Avon, and in this gap just over here. It's not exactly too clear because it doesn't exactly tell you there's a station here, and it also, you would think it would be on the other side, but according to Google Maps it's the other side. So what I'm quickly going to do is just move this over so it's a little bit easier on my eyes there. So we're going to continue coming down this line, and we're just basically going to full send it across here. So we're going to curve around this little bit here, and just up here will be our next station of Vale. So we're going to put this in and then just connect up, and then not too far away is our next station of Wilmcote. So this comes around and it comes straight into this spot here. So we're just going to take that CP out because there's no fucking point in having it there, and like that. Now from here, which also isn't exactly too far away, is Stratford-upon-Avon Parkway, because you could never have so many parkways in your life for some dumb reason. And in just like this, just something like that. So Stratford-upon-Avon Parkway, and then from here what we're going to do is we are going to come just steaming through, which is going to bridge over this little river here. I'm going to put in one station here, and then we're going to put in another station just up here, just a little off center. We're also going to just delete this end of the platform, because what we want to do is we want to use this bit for the Chiltern railways, and this bit will just be used as a bit to go through onto the other operator lines. Now that we've got the Stratford-upon-Avon line done, we can go back over to Hatton Station, and we're just going to continue our line all the way up towards Birmingham. So our next station across here will be Lapworth. So we're just going to tunnel under this bit and then bridge over this river, and then we're going to come into Lapworth Station just in this gap here. So we're just going to come in, very quickly rename the station, and then work our way up to the next station of Dorridge. which is just round the corner, quite literally. So our station will be just here. We're going to put in Dorridge station just in this gap here. We're also going to just move that a little bit back and then connect it up with Dorridge station. Then from here we're going to come straight out, and then the next station will be Solihull, but for real this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight past Witney Manor because it's on West Midlands trains, and we're just going to go straight zooming past. And then from here our next station will be Solihull, which is over here in this spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to opt to use the top line, and the West Midlands trains will just use the bottom for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect it up just for now, but we won't use anything with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here, I'll just come back here. So coming back to Solihull, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come around, and then we're just going to connect this back up with our original service. So we're going to come up across, we're also going to come underneath all of this, and we're going to go straight past Alton station, which we will not be stopping at because this is also for West Midlands trains. So with that said, we're going to come all the way around into Acock's Garden, which we will not be stopping at, Tyresy, which we will not be stopping at, and then we're going to be bridging over this river, and then we're just going to be curving off these stations and just not using going through them at all. So we're just going to come straight past, and we're going to go into a tunnel here. Because just right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in Birmingham Moor Street Station, and then just next to it I'm going to put in a lower platform 2. So this bit is operated by both, and it's just going to come across like this. And we're also going to just use this bit here. So back all the way over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a cross track with that side, and I'm also going to have a cross track with this side, so it's going to come across through here as well. So at least if you want to come out of Borsley and go into the lower platforms of Moor Street, you can, and if you want to come zooming past and into Moor Street, you can. So the first station we'll be stopping at is Snow Hill. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in Snow Hill, just something like this. And then from here what we're going to do is we're going to put this into the ground, and this will come straight through like this. So I'm also going to come out of Birmingham New Street like this, and I'm also going to do something very similar and just like this. So coming out of Birmingham Snow Hill, what we're going to do is we're going to just bridge all the way over to Jewellery Quarter. Now we won't be stopping here, so we're just going to be zooming straight past, but unfortunately for us we do have to go through some stations. So we're going to come straight just all the way through here. We're going to come through the Hawthorns, unfortunately. So from here we're going to just bridge across all of these. So I would say we would bridge over here, but technically we are bridging because this will be Smethwick Bridge, or it's actually Galton Bridge, but that don't matter because it's still a fucking bridge. So we're just going to rename the station like that, and we're going to be on our way again. Yippee. So we're just going to come around, and we're going to go through Langley Green, and then we're going to come curving round all the way through, just like that, through Rowley Regis to here, and then we're going to come round on the bridge and into Old Hill, and then we're going to come just zooming across here, just up, down, all the way around to Cradley Heath Station. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in as a curved platform. So I'm just going to bridge this bit over, and we're just going to come around and fix this little bit here. And just like that, we have Cradley Heath done. But what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to move this slightly over like that, so it looks a tiny bit nicer. But from here what we're going to do is we're going to be curving around here into Lye, and just out of Lye we're going to go all the way down to here for Strawberry Junction. So with this we're just going to come up and curve out of there. So now we have the entirety of the Chiltern railways. This includes the Aylesbury Vale branch via Harrow. This includes the Aylesbury branch via Risborough. This includes the Oxford, the Stratford and the Birmingham branches. So this is now costing us a total of $800,746,343, and as you can see on screen now is a graph of how much each line has costed. It costs a lot less than the Avanti West Coast, but what we're going to do is we're going to build all blueprints because we are going to be building in the services. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put Chiltern, and we're going to start off with the first one. We're going to put a London to Aylesbury with a H on it just to indicate that it's through Harrow. There we go. Now I am going to put in the hex code of 00BFFF, which is the hex code for Chiltern Railways. So we're going to go through Marylebone, Harrow on the Hill, Rickmansworth, Chorleywood, Chalfont, Amersham, Great Missenden, Wendover, Stoke, Aylesbury Vale, Aylesbury and Aylesbury Vale. Then we're just going to come down the line just like this. And we're back at Marylebone Station. So what we're going to do is we're going to come through here and we're going to scroll down to the class 165s. So what we're going to do is we are looking to get 1 train per hour. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 2 trains. Yes, we're not anywhere near a train every hour, but it's better than having 12 minutes under than it is having 36 minutes over. So we're going to have 2 trains on that line. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in a separate one of London to Aylesbury via Ruislip. Let me just do that. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use that line, and we're going to come all the way across these stations that lead up towards up to Aylesbury Station. So we're going to come down on this branch line and into Aylesbury just like this. It's going to default it down to the other line because it's just simply quicker, but as soon as we tell it to come down this branch line it fixes itself and it's like, ah right, yes, let's come down this branch instead. So at least I can come just cruising all the way down and in through Wembley and into Marylebone. This line is also every hour, so we're going to just put in 2 and it is exactly every hour. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in another line, which is the London to High Wycombe service. So we're going to come out from this one and we're going to call out Wembley Stadium, and basically every station as well all the way up to High Wycombe. So we're going to just come all the way along through to here, and then we're just going to bounce back down the line, and just simple enough like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put 1 train on this line just so it can bounce back up and down the line. So now I'm going to create a brand new service, which is going to be the London to Oxford. So I'm going to opt in for the shorter line, and it stops at Wembley Stadium, Gerrard's Cross, Beaconsfield, High Wycombe, Saunderton, Princess Risborough, Hatton. Oh, can't find Bath. Oh yeah, that makes fucking sense. Makes sense why I can't find Bath. Bicester Village, Islip, Oxford Parkway, and Oxford Station. Now we're just going to go zooming down straight back all the way over to Marylebone, so you will next see me there. And now we have that done. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in 2 trains on this service for every 1 hour and 18 minutes. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone a line because there is a faster service calling through Gerrard's Cross, Beaconsfield, High Wycombe, Chiltern, Princess Risborough, skips Hatton and Islip and goes straight back. So this one will also be 2 trains per hour. Don't know why it does that, but apparently according to Wikipedia it does. Now, next service I'm going to do is the London to Banbury. So I'm going to opt for the middle one here. I'm going to stop at Wembley Stadium, Gerrard's Cross, Beaconsfield and High Wycombe, Princess Risborough, Hatton, Bicester North, King Sutton and Banbury. And then we're going to just come down the line fairly quickly here. High Wycombe, Beaconsfield, Gerrard's Cross and Wembley Stadium. So I'm also going to put 2 trains per hour on this. And for our final one from London Marylebone, is to all the way to Birmingham Snow Hill. So it's going to be an incredibly fast service. So we're going to just opt for that one. And it's going to go through High Wycombe, Princess Risborough, Bicester North, Banbury, Leamington Spa, Warwick Parkway, Norwich and Solihull, Birmingham Moor Street and Birmingham Snow Hill. Then we're just going to come down the line. So for this one we also want a train every hour, so we will need 4 trains for an hourly service up to Birmingham Snow Hill. So we're going to open that one up for passenger service, and we will want to go all the way over to Leamington Spa, because we're going to go to Stratford-upon-Avon from here. So we're going to be calling at Leamington Spa, Warwick Parkway, Hatton, and then we're going to go down the branch line just in here, stopping at every station along the way, because these will follow like that. And for the first time we will be looking for a train every 2 hours, but I put in a 1 train and it goes every 46 minutes, so I'm not going to complain with it and I'm not going to change it. Now our next one will be Leamington to Birmingham Moor Street. So we're going to stop at Leamington Spa, Warwick, we're going to skip Parkway, we're going to go to Hatton, Lapworth, Norwich, Solihull and up to Moor Street. Then we're just going to come back down the line, stopping at every station but Warwick Parkway. This one is also 1 train every 2 hours, but we're just going to put in 1 train for 56 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward an entire day to see how much money the Chiltern Railways will make in a single 24-hour period. So as you can see just about on top of my webcam here are the lines and how much money they have made. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up every single one. So starting off with the Harrow Aylesbury service, which is 423,000, and also the other one which is 508,612, which just makes under a million itself. And we're going to have the Banbury service, and then the straight Birmingham service, and then the fast Oxford service, which on this game wouldn't make as much money because there isn't as many stations, so it won't make as much money. Also semi-fast has more stops, but realistically the fast service would make more money because you want to get somewhere like Oxford a lot quicker. So we're going to add in the semi-fast, which is 300,000, and the Wycombe service 2. And we're going to do the 2 very short lines of Leamington to Birmingham, which is 106,000. And just like I said before, Stratford has more stations, I believe. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that one, which is 180,270. So for the total for the Chiltern Railways, it comes to 2,907,393. So as you can see by the chart on screen, this makes it just about underneath the Elizabeth line, which made 3.2 million, and it's way higher than the C2C. Anyways, that is it for today's Chiltern Railways video. I will be back in the next episode, which will release in 2 weeks time, with the cross country. It's going to take quite a long time, but I'm fine with that. I will see you then. Goodbye.